Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from watching Creed 2. Now, when it comes to the Rocky films, they range from being cinematic excellence to being cinematic blunders. And when it comes to this new series of films that focus on Adonis Creed, the first film I'd rank up there with Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 as one of the best in the series. With high-octane action, a great new lead character, and a great new performance from Sylvester Stallone as the aging Rocky, it definitely was one of my favorite films from 2015 when it came out. So now, 3 years later, when we have Creed 2, does this manage to hit the same notes? Well, it doesn't hit the same notes, but it does manage to deliver another solid boxing film that does hit a lot of the... It does have a few things that are stuck on repeat from the Rocky films, but they are things that I think wouldn't make a Rocky film if they weren't included. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story is based off of the aftermath of Rocky IV, where Ivan Drago actually killed Apollo Creed in the ring. Ever since Rocky was able to defeat Ivan at the end of that movie, Ivan Drago's life has gone downhill, his wife has left him, and his country has disgraced him. So he decides to raise his son Victor to take on Adonis Creed right after Adonis becomes the world heavyweight champion. So, with his pride and with the memories of his father on the line, Adonis Creed decides to take on Victor, all while Rocky claims he shouldn't do it because he shouldn't make the same mistakes his father did, and while his girlfriend Bianca, played by Tessa Thompson, is going through her own troubles with their relationship and with her career. Well, that's all I'll say about the story without spoiling anything. So what did I like about the film? Well, I liked the fact that it happened to humanize both Ivan Drago and his son Victor. If you saw Rocky IV, Ivan Drago was barely a character at all. He had like 5 lines in the movie and all of them were under 10 words, so he was basically just a big monster for Rocky to beat. Here, he not only has more dialogue, but there's more to his motivations rather than just doing what he's told. He's angry, he's bitter, he legitimately wants to break Rocky's boy just to prove a point in a way. And as a way to get back the love of his ex-wife, as well as get back the respect from his country. Victor also happens to be a bit more interesting in the fact that he's not a bad guy, he's just sort of doing what his father is telling him to do. It makes the rivalry a lot more realistic than it was in Rocky IV and a lot more believable. Not only that, but Adonis is very believable in his role as well. Michael B. Jordan, of course, puts on a great performance, but he's a hothead, he's sometimes a little arrogant, but it never goes too far. But he's also trying to do what's best for himself, for Rocky, and for his girlfriend. Especially since their relationship it isn't just rehashed from the first film, it's actually brought to new heights, and it brings up the tension of the story even more. Now, it is true that certain elements of the film are copied from the other Rocky films. There's, of course, a training montage, there's, of course, an inspirational speech from Rocky himself, and there's, of course, more than one boxing match where it has similar musical cues and similar knockout blows from, say, Rocky III or Rocky IV. But, in my opinion, they're not used so much to the point where this feels like a rehash. It still feels like its own film, it just feels like it's paying homage to those other films. Now, if they tried a training montage in the Russian winter, I'd say it was directly copying from Rocky IV. But the way they handle the montage here clearly makes it its own thing. It's just like the soundtrack is its own thing, and just like how the rivalry between Victor and Adonis isn't based on the same emotional beats that were in the fourth film. It manages to keep a great balance between drama, heartwarming moments, and intense boxing action, and director Stephen Caple Jr., while he doesn't deliver the same type of action as Ryan Coogler did, he does a good enough job to make the matches exciting and to make them stand out in comparison. So, Creed 2 may not be the best Rocky film of the series, but it definitely delivers a satisfying story that really did things that I thought the series would never do. So Rocky would be proud of this one, as would Apollo. Creed 2 gets a 8 out of 10. See you next time.